game will be officiated by Jeff Bukestead, Brett Lambert, David Thompson, Kelly McNary, and Ryan Sands. Thank you, men, for your service tonight.
And this is a crew out of North Dakota.
Play
And it's time for some Great Plains Lutheran High School football. And let's get ready to rumble. And captains for the Great Plains Lutheran Panthers tonight. Number 32, Trent Leans. Number 6, Brody Charlem. Number 18, Austin Rubendahl. Number 21, Micah Holeen. Being the visiting team, Deubrook Dolphins will get to call the toss. So Great Plains Lutheran will be receiving to start the game.
After the captain's coin toss, GPL is set to receive the opening kickoff.
And they will be defending the west goal line, the goal line that has the baseball diamond in it to start this first half. Both teams getting ready to come out for the kickoff. Tonight is one of those nights where the sun is going to play a little bit of factor early in the game. Deubrook will be going into that sun as they will be heading towards that west end zone, and Great Plains will have the sun at their back. It can be a hard time for the receivers as they're looking back for the ball, but your quarterback and the like are not, and that can be helpful. So the sun does play a little bit of factor here tonight. Like I said, there's not much here for wind this evening. The flag is pretty much so hanging down steady. The officials seem to be working on something here right now, or waiting for something to get the game going. Both teams are over on their sidelines. They might be waiting for, I just see that the ambulance just arrived at the game. They might have been waiting for that. I'm not absolutely sure. You can see both coaches kind of urging their players here to stay warmed up. I'm not quite sure what the delay is, but there seems to be something that is causing a slight delay here for the start. Officials over talking to GPL staff. And just heard what it is. There's must be a broken irrigation cover in the one end zone, and they're working at getting it fixed right now. You can see some of the grounds crew people are scrambling to find a solution to it. Um, we'll probably stick right here, and I will try to keep you posted on what's happening. Uh, both teams are on their respective sidelines and the like, trying to stay warmed up. Quarterbacks throwing the ball around a little bit and stuff. So right now they're working at trying to get the situation repaired and rectified. Um, Otherwise, the field looks in fairly good shape tonight, as you can see. There's you can see it came off the baseball season because there's some worn spots in unique areas. Watertown did have a game last weekend here, their first home game, which they were able to come out with a win. So we were happy for them. And hopefully the Panthers can do that same thing tonight. And looks like
The officials are holding off kickoff until we get a replacement to cover a sprinkler head over in the end zone, which should happen shortly. So enjoy the pregame music until then.
And just heard that is what it is. It's a sprinkler head in the one end zone that they're having to repair, and they're getting a repair for it very quickly. And people would say, well, why can't you just get the game going? They just don't want to take a chance with one of these young people being injured, and so they are going to always side on the side of caution and make sure that the field is in good, safe playing condition. That's one of the things that you see them do before the game. They will take and walk around the edges of the field, look for any areas where they feel that there might need to be special care taken, and then they also take it and just walk general field and look at general conditions, looking for things that could be potentially dangerous for the young people out there. And thankfully tonight they noticed this before anybody did get hurt. So just it should be a fairly momentary delay while they get it fixed. I'll going to put the mic down and let you just listen to the music. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear it. And then as soon as it looks like they're getting ready to play, I will come back on air. So thank you for your patience, and it won't be long, and we'll be ready for some Great Plains Lutheran High School football. Brad's working hard to get that sprinkler head covered so that we can safely get started here. It looks like the problem's just about taken care of. He's working to get a top put on that. I'm sure the officials will check it out a little bit. It looks like Deubrook is coming out, and we should be ready for kickoff here shortly. Brad does a great job keeping up the field here, but it gets a lot of use, and occasionally things like that can happen, and so we're thankful for Watertown always making sure that we've got a safe and great place to play, and he's, like I said, working hard at getting it so that it'll be safe for everyone here tonight. Great Plains receiving team is out on the field. They're working at trying to get something fitted on the top of that will allow us to play here safely. Well, sprinkler heads can, particularly in that area, can be quite a large hole. That's where they will take it and get their water for the infield during baseball season. Water that area for when it's set up as a football field. So it's not your typical lawn type sprinkler head. It's a much larger hole and larger area that they need to get protected here. And it's right on the edge of the end zone. It is in the end zone. It's inbounds in the end zone. So you need to have that covered. Otherwise, someone could get hurt with it. So they're working hard. And like I said, we should be able to get going here shortly. And the officials, before they can let the game go, they must feel that the field is safe. And, when they take control of the game, they're responsible for the safety of the players on the field. And that's why they work as hard as they can at their job. And, so they're making sure that this field's safe. They don't want to see anybody get hurt, and yes, they don't want to be liable for it either. But, and I don't think this would be one of those situations. If they cannot get it fixed, then they would have to look for alternative methods. And there would be options. You could shorten the field. 9-man teams can play on an 80-yard field. Numbers would be off, but I think they're going to get it fixed here in a little bit. You just have to have that in there well enough that if a player steps on it, it's not going to give way, nor is it going to slide out from underneath them. So it's not as easy as just laying something over the top of it. They have to lay something that is going to hold its place and be safe for the players. And I will be right back here. they're still working on the problem here, and it seems like we're getting a little bit closer. Field crew is helping out and trying to get things as ready as possible. Looks like both teams are being called over to the sideline, so that means we're going to be delayed here just for a little bit longer. Looks like they're looking for another solution again, it's not as simple as just throwing something down. It has to be something that's going to stay there, and that if a player does step on it, that it will not give way underneath him. So as we wait, just some neat things that are upcoming at Great Plains this coming week after the Labor Day weekend. One of the neat things, of course, is this is a weekend a lot of our dorm students get to go home after the first 2 weeks of school, and some of them have been here even longer than that if they're participating in sports. Football got started already the first week of August, so some of them have been away from home since then. Cross country and volleyball started about the second week of August, and so they've been practicing well before school started as well. So a lot of those young people are looking forward to getting to spend some fun time at their home. And then there's
refrain from playing on the tackle dock
and
on the south side of the complex. Those aren't ours to play with. Thank
and
you.
then as we take it and as we wait here, our dorm students, some of them bring friends home for these long weekends and stuff, and they're used to living with each other, and they definitely do become family as they're here. We'll have a few families with long drives yet tonight after the game going home, but they look forward to having their sons and daughters home with them. Our dorm staff also appreciates the weekend off. We take our hats off to our dorm staff. They're with these kids 24/7, and they do it just because they care and love and they want them here. And so we are so thankful for our dorm staff led by Carla, and then Michael Starr and Nicole Porter, our two tutors, doing just an outstanding job this year, as well as, from what I understand, a great group of RAs in the dorm. RAs are resident assistants that help people basically monitor the dorm and making sure that study halls are being used properly and that lights out and that is happening at the correct time. So it looks like we're getting a little bit bigger crowd there, and they're working on a little bit more, trying to figure out what they're going to do with this hole in the field down there. So I'm sure some of our boys are saying, hey, just show me what it is and I will gladly weld something to fix it. as we have a lot of students that make use of Northeast Technical High School. So looks like they've got something a little bit larger now that they're working on it, trying to get it into the hole and get it stabilized. This is, it's a little bit hard for both teams, but it's both teams, so you're ready to play, you're ready to go, and now the delay, you've got to make sure that you stay focused during this time, realizing you still have fun times ahead, and not to use the phrase, but you got a job to do in playing the game, and that's what they're working on, getting it ready for you to play. But I'm sure both teams are a little bit impatient to get going here. They're warmed up. It looks like the officials are starting to head to the places. Both coaches are heading back to their respective benches, so it looks like we might get going here. Deubrook is coming out. And so it looks like we're going to be ready to play some football here very, very shortly. Thank you to the ground crew and to those people that helped get this rectified. I know it might not seem like much, but it truly is a great thing that we have people helping that. So thank you, Brad Mack, and the crew here at the stadium.
Back to receive the kick for the Panthers.
And deep for the Panthers are Thomas Erickson and Holeen.
Lattice will kick off for the Dolphins.
Number 33, Lattice, is kicking off for the Deubrook Dolphins. A deep kick, it goes to Thomas Erickson. He takes it up the sideline, a little bit of a hole, gets a nice return up to about the 32-yard line, and the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 there at about the 32, 33-yard line.
Tackled by Landmark. Panthers will take over for the opening drive at their own 33-yard line.
Deubrook seems to be playing a 4-2-3. They give up the middle for a short gain. That was Thomas Erickson carrying the ball.
Gain of 2 sets up 2nd down and 8.
Michael Holeen brings in the play. Looks like Thomas Erickson might have a helmet problem here, so they're working on getting that fixed. Panthers set up in an I backfield. That means there's 2 backs straight behind the quarterback and then 1 split out. And the give is to the second back. Nice run up there across the 40 by Michael Holeen. Nice lead block there by Moll. It looks like Carly's going to bring in the play this time. Hayden gives them the play, and Brody gets it called. Again, we sat in an I, split to the right. 2 tight ends. Give to the second block. Or second back through the hole. Basically a power dive. That means that the fullback leads through the hole and the back basically follows him. And it brings up 4th and 1.
4th and 1.
So it looks like Great Plains has asked for a measurement, and just to see how far they have to go here. And the officials are calling for a measurement, so we'll have an officials timeout here, and they'll bring the chains in.
To our chain gang, Jason Spurgeon, Pastor Carl Shallen, Seth Arps, and as he always is, the man on the down marker, Mr. Gene Yeager. He's semi-retired, Gene Yeager.
So they'll pull the chains tight. Looks like it's going to be very close, about a foot.
Panthers are about a foot short.
And you can see they're keeping their offense on the field, which makes really good sense here at this point on the field. One of the biggest things here is now making sure that you don't move before the ball snapped, and hopefully maybe Deubrook might hop off sides. Again, they're set in the 4-2, which means 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers behind them, and 3 defensive backs. And it looks like with the push that we should have gotten the first down. Nice job. It was a quarterback sneak or quarterback keeper there. That sneak basically means that he just leans into the line and looks for the place that's moving forward, and got enough to give us a first down and keep this drive going. Nice job, Panthers. May not be the prettiest play in the world, but it gets the job done, and that you needed that first down, and that's what we did. So nice job, boys, up front, and nice job, Brody, for getting that first down. Again, setting an eye backfield, split right. Brody's running the option and pitches out to Micah, and Micah picks up about 4 on the play. Nice run there. And nice read by Brody Charlemagne. He held that ball as long as he could and then pitched it out. When I say an option, that means he holds the ball and he watches what the defensive end, the player at the end of the defensive line does. If he comes towards the quarterback pitches it to the back, and the back looks to get around him. If that end goes towards the running back, then the quarterback will tuck the ball away and keep it and run it himself. So again, they set in the I backfield. This time it's Heil spread right towards us. Excuse me. Yep. And it's a little bit of sweep, and Micah for short yardage around this left end. So that was a play where basically the quarterback looks to pitch the ball out, and it's called a quick pitch. In other words, he's not making a read off of it. He's just pitching it automatically to the back. The back's going to the side. It looks like Joseph Erickson bringing the play in. We've got 3rd and about 5. Again, setting I backfield. That means 2 backs right behind, and Heil spread towards us. He's farther away from the rest of the line. Giving to that second back, and Thomas. And again, close to that first down. It looks like he might be just a little bit short.
Landmark combined for the tackle.
So we'll have another 4th down play here, and it looked so a little bit over a yard here to go for this first down. And again, Panthers keeping their offense on the field. Micah Holine is bringing the play in. Thomas Erickson's coming off. Alex Heil is set wide left. And Great Plains just called a timeout, their first of the half, to make this a big play in this drive. And Coach wants to make sure that he's getting everything lined up the way that he wants it to. Might have just been taking a little bit of a look at what the defense was going to give them and do for them here. So
looking ahead to the Panthers schedule next week after the Labor Day weekend, the volleyball teams will be busy. Several matches all on the road this upcoming week. On Tuesday, they'll be traveling to Milbank. On Thursday, traveling to Wilmot. Both of those are also sub-varsity competitions. And then on Saturday, the varsity ladies will be heading over to Clark for the Cyclone tournament
And you can hear them talking about events coming up this week. We've got
Our next race will be at
volleyball both
the 9 at Milton.
Tuesday and Thursday this week, both on the road. I think both games include C, JV, and varsity, and then the varsity girls are in action on Saturday at a tournament in Clark. The football team will be on the road for an early game against Loyola Frederick. A 3 o'clock start for that game because one of the teams that was on the schedule did not have football this year, and so they had to get it, and to get officials, they had to have the early start. So football will be an early start next Friday at Loyola Frederick. Michael lost the handle on the ball, but it looks like he was able to recover it, so it will be a turnover on downs. And so Deubrook will take over at basically right at the 50-yard line. It looked like it was going to be a counter. That means that the backs would cross. Micah would offer the ball to the one and then turn around and put it in the belly of the other one, and the mesh just was not there. And the ball dropped to the ground, but Micah did a good job, Brody did a good job of falling on top of it. Panthers are set in a 3-3-3 defense. That means 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 3 defensive backs. And Deubrook runs around end for about 6.
Vomika's pass complete. Tackled by Cohen Wall.
Your front 3 for the Panthers look to be Miles York, Jasper Cody, and Austin Rubendahl. Now they're set kind of in a 3-2, a 3-2-4. Deubrook is set in what's called a spread type offense. That means they have a single back. They'll have one player spread to one side, 2 spread to the other side, and for little, if any, gain on the play. And so it brings up 3rd down. Nice job by the Panther defense, again, rallying to the ball there at play. Deubrook comes out, double tight. That means 2 tight ends, players right tight to it, and then 2 split and a single back. It's back to pass, and it looks like a quick out. Enough for the 1st down. Giving a little bit of room, not wanting to get burned deep, and making sure that that flat was covered, and just ran that back out into the flat, and it was easy pitch and catch for the 1st down. Nice job of the Panthers rallying to the tackle. First there was Hayden Carley. Did a really nice job rallying up for that tackle. Deubrook again, single back, shotgun. Trouble handling the snap, and the rush is there. Nice job, Panthers. Led by Miles York. Jaden Casper was there, and so was Micah Holeen. So nice job, Panthers. Great job getting off the ball, Miles York. So big loss on the play, and we're looking at 2nd down and about 14. Deubrook comes out again in the shotgun. 2 split to their left, 1 split to their right. Single back. Gives to that back behind him, and was able to find a seam up the middle for a 1st down.
Landmark up the middle.
They were able to get blocks on our middle linebacker, and that's what left that seam open. And so, again, Panthers have to just scrape to that a little bit harder, and it'll come. Deubrook has it 1st and 10 on about their on about the Panthers' 12-yard line. Split backs in the backfield, and it looks like it was probably legal motion on Deubrook. When I say split backs, that means that the quarterback is back in shotgun, and the backs actually are almost in front of him on each side, but spread out towards the end of the line. And then they have one split out towards this side. You've seen Deubrook have different looks in their offensive sets, and basically all the calls use the same terminology, but you just have your offensive set. This time again, they've got two tight ends, the back split to each side of the quarterback, and one split out, and it's a quarterback keeper draw up the middle. It looks like he picked up about 12 on that, and it will be 3rd down and 2.
Hamaka up the middle on the keeper. Tackled by Johnson.
Lucas Johnson did a nice job rallying to that tackle and bringing him down. Quarterback did a nice job carrying out his fake. He put it into the belly of the running back, kept it in there, and then pulled it out, and then went to where there was an opening for him. This time it'd be a pistol formation. It would be one back that's now going in motion, one back behind the quarterback. It is that give to that second back, and he able to get the edge, and it looks like in for the touchdown there for Deubrook.
Landmark around the end, into the end zone for a Dolphin touchdown.
It looked like we had him stopped a little bit, but once he was able to get outside of our end, he was able to get to that edge, and then it's really tough to make that play. But I'm sure the Panthers will make some adjustments and get that stopped. It looks like Deubrook is going to be going for 2 here. They've kept their offense on the field. Again, split back formation, quarterback in shotgun. That means he's not underneath the center. He's back behind him a ways. And again, it's that quarterback keeper up through the middle, almost like a draw. He puts that ball out, takes a step with that back, and then once he sees that hole open up, he pulls it out and takes it. It was probably a design keeper, but it's tough because you think he's giving that ball to that other player, so you push down towards that side, and that's actually what opens up the hole then for the quarterback to take that play. So Deubrook takes an early lead here, leading 8-0, and Panthers will be awaiting the kickoff here. Back deep to receive for the Panthers. It's Michael Holeen and Ryan Genstead. Kicking off for Deubrook is number 33.
Back for the Panthers.
Kick is ready. A deep kick. And the
ball's going to roll out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Panthers will take over there.
And you might say, well, but it went out of bounds. And Micah must have touched it, and the officials must have felt that changed the trajectory of the ball, and the ball went out of bounds. So Panthers will take over about their, it looks like they'll be taking over about their 3-yard line here. I backfield, single split to the right, Brody under center. The give is to the first back, to Keenan Mull. Nice job getting that ball out of there. Looks like he got a gain of about 4. That's a nice job by the fullback. The fullback is the back that is right behind the quarterback. Quite often he blocks, but that time he did a great job. Nothing fancy. Hit the hole, did what he was supposed to, and got positive yardage. So we're out of that hole a little bit. Opens up the offense a little bit more here. Your backs aren't lining up in the end zone here. So Brody again under center, 2 backs behind him, called an I backfield, and one split out to the right, one player wider out. Gives to the second back, and met by a host of Deubrook Dolphins there. Looks as if there was little to no gain on that play. So
Warren Andrews combined on the tackle.
that time
Down to 5.
there, Drew Brooks' nose guard, the person that plays right over our center, was able to get movement. And when he got movement, it did not allow other players to get up to that second level. And so the linebackers were able to fill, and that's why it looked like there was a host of them there. It's a tough job for that center. He's got to get the ball snapped. And he's playing against a big guy, a senior that is a quality player, and he'll jump from side to side on him. Again, they set in that basically a 4-2-3. Give us to the second back. Looks like gain of about 2 yards, and it'll bring up fourth and probably about 3. And I would expect the Panthers probably to be punting here.
4th down and 3.
Back deep for Deubrook to receive this punt is J.P. Roggins, a senior defensive back and wide receiver for them. Back punting is Austin Rubendahl for the Panthers. Standing about the middle of the Panther end zone. Good snap. Kick is away. It's a high kick but short. And gets it out to about the 25-yard line.
The Dolphins will take over 1st and 10.
No return on the punt. So Deubrook has the ball in very favorable field position here. Panthers again look like they're going to set in that. Really, it's a 3-2-4. You'll have some come up. They seem to be playing zone behind that. Looks like a 3-deep zone. In other words, you got 3 levels of people covering. Pass is complete, but great job coming up on the tackle that time by Alex Heil.
Tackled by Alex Heil.
Pick up about 8 yards. Again, Deubrook throwing to what's called the flats, the outside area, but short on the field. It's an area where in the zone there's usually a gap or a hole, and you're expecting to rally to it. And it brings them up about second and a long 2. Again, setting shotgun, single back, 2 split to his right side. Again, the quarterback draw a keeper. He was able to get the end and was able to go in for the touchdown. But there's a flag on the play. My guess is that's going to come back from holding.
There's a flag on the play.
It looked like Deubrook's one wide receiver got his hands outside of the frame of the body and held our defensive back. So that will come back from the spot of the foul. So it will be probably second down, and it's hard to tell from here.
Penalty will assess 10 yards.
But it still was gain was still enough for a first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line of the Panthers. Again, Dolphins set in a shotgun. In other words, quarterback's not under the center. Front back goes in motion in front of him. Short motion. Give to that first back in there, looking to get around the edge. Deubrook is using that back that goes in that short motion there to kick out our defensive end, and which requires our linebacker to cover for it, but they did a good job of getting up to that second level and was.
Initial call is for holding on the Dolphins.
And again, a holding call against the Dolphins, so that will march them back from the spot of the foul. It looks like they're going to have 1st and about 15. So
Again, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, puts the ball just inside the 20-yard line. First and 18.
So here we go. Let's have the Panthers capitalize on it. And that brings us to the end of this first quarter.
Dolphins 8, GPL Panthers 0.
Right now, Great Plains is really, I'm going to say, rallying here a little bit. I know you can say there were 2 holding calls, but defensively they're stiffening up a little bit here. Definitely fighting to keep Deubrook out of the end zone. And Deubrook was able to get a short field here. They've capitalized on 2 short fields. The turnover on downs at the 50-yard line, and then a short punt out of our end zone, taking over on it. And Panthers just have to take it, and they have to work at flipping the field, if nothing else. Just making sure they play solid defense here and flip that field. If and by flipping the field, I mean that they take it and they're the ones playing with the short field rather than Deubrook, and that's tough to do. But first thing they have to do here is they have to keep rallying on defense. They've got to rally to that ball, get as many players going to that ball as possible. Deubrook's doing a nice job. Their offensive linemen are using a technique that's called zone blocking. That means they don't block a person. They take a step that's going to block an area, and then they just squeeze up to that. Their backs will pick out a man and block him man to man. And it's tough for our defensive ends because sometimes they're being optioned. In other words, they're being left unblocked and read by the quarterback. Other times they're being kicked out by a back. So, again, shotgun back behind. Goes off his lead block, kicking the end out, and was able to go in for the end zone.
Give to Landmark, who runs into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Ran in on touch that time a little bit. Just a great block by number 24 for Deubrook Dolphins. They're what would be their fullback in that formation. That means he's the person that's up front, and just did a great job on our defensive end, rode him out. They were able to see all linebackers on the inside and giving a lane for that run to go on into the end zone. Panthers here working to stop a 2-point conversion. Again from the gun, give to the back behind, and he was able to cross the line. So Deubrook takes a 16-0 lead. Hopefully the Panthers can get a return here. And again, just it's one of those things with football. You work hard, and then sometimes things just don't go your way. We kind of made a mistake, got us back behind the ball. We got the ball on our 3-yard line, got a positive one, and then broke down a little bit. Short punt, giving them a short field. A few mistakes on defense, and it hurts you. This gives us a chance here to take it. We need to get positive yardage off this kick. Back deep to receive is Thomas Erickson and Ryan Jenstead. Deubrook has been kicking the ball deep. He's been predominantly kicking it deep to hit what would be hit our right side, his left side. Set to kick off here. Again, a deep kick. This time going to Ryan Jenstead. A little bit of trouble handling the kick. He downs it there at about the 11-yard line. It took a really strange hop, went up over his head, but he was able to get on top of it. Remember, a kickoff is a live ball. That means that whichever team gets on top of it, it's their ball. And so he did the right thing, making sure that we didn't get a turnover. They're deep in our own territory, getting on top of that ball. So here, Panther offense would take over at Deubrook's 11-yard line. Again, Deubrook is setting in that 4-man front, moving their 2 interior linemen, flipping sides with them, one on each side of the center, one over the guard. Back to pass. He's got time. Now it breaks down. Got the ball away. It was a little bit short for Martin Krenz. He had time originally, but as he rolled out a little bit, pressure came. Pressure came from the inside that time. Again, right now, number 94 just seems to be giving us some fits in there. Dylan Rios, a senior, good player. He uses his hands well inside there. That's what you need a defensive lineman to do. Keeps his feet going, and he's got very good size inside there. Again, they're setting that 4. We're set in a shotgun, single back, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Now Thomas goes in motion. Brody keeps it. Nice run up the middle. It looks like he's going to be short of the first down. But nice hole there by the offensive line that time. Brody did a nice job getting up in there and getting some positive yardage. Big third down here. You want to get good positive yardage here on this third down. Mike Holine brings the play in. Panthers come out. It looks like Brody's going to be set in shotgun. That means that he's away from the center. Single back. That's a back right next to him. Split on each side, 1 tight end. In motion is Michael Holine. His give is to that second back, and they had too much penetration, stopping the play really before it could get started. And now I see a flag at the end of the play. So we'll have to wait here to see what the call is. It's a dead ball foul, personal foul against Deubrook.
Dead ball, personal foul call on the Dolphins.
And that will be enough for a first down. By dead ball, that means that it happened after the play. It was whistled dead. Could be something like that. So, and it brings about a Panthers first down. Now that gives the Panthers better field position, some room to work here. Coming up to the line. Looks like Brody's going to be under center this time. That means he'll be tight to the center. I backfield behind him. 1 player split to this side, 2 tight ends. And the give is, nope, Brody keeps it himself and gets about 2 yards off the play. Nice job there. Nicely blocked by Keenan Moe coming up through that hole.
Charlemagne the keeper. Rios on the tackle. Gain of 3 will set up 2nd and 7.
Panthers break the huddle and come up to the line. Brody in shotgun. Split backs behind him. That's different than what you see Deubrook do. Our backs are behind him. 2 tight ends and 1 split. Give us and that play is called a midline option or belly series. And what it basically is the quarterback puts the ball right in the belly of the running back, and he literally steps with that running back. And if the defense rallies to that back, he will pull that ball out and take it himself. If he does not have room, then he will give that ball and put it into the belly of the running back, and the running back will take the ball. And nice job. Picked up a couple yards there. Again, we need to get a little bit of second level blocks. Single linebacker, nope. Dropping off into 2 linebackers. Give around the end, looking to cut it up and in. There's a play where our split back Thomas Erickson, the one that was wide out to our left side of our formation, comes in motion to the right side. He takes the ball up inside. He looks to see whether he needs to go outside or put his foot in the ground and come up. That time he had people that would have stopped him from going outside, so he put his foot up in the ground, got what yardage he can. Big 4th down here for the Panthers. You know, Deubrook, as Austin is back to punt the way it looks. Back deep is number 2 for Deubrook. Has time. Good, nice punt, nice coverage. They got to stop him from getting around the end. And he was able to get that edge, and that's that was a tough break for the Panthers. It was a good punt, and just a tough job for Alex Heil with that. You might say, hey, he was right in front of you, but that back has multiple decisions of where to be able to go. And so he took it and went to the other way. Alex had to also protect him from being able to cut back, and we just did not have the backside coverage that we needed with that, and he was able to get the edge and then for the end zone. Come on, Panthers, let's stop him from this 2. Again in shotgun, single back behind him, and then lead back up front. Pass, it's a flood to that side, in other words, where they got multiple receivers, and was able to put it through 2 Panthers, and just thread the needle and get that 2-point conversion. Panthers just have to keep their heads about them, and I'm sure that's what coach is telling them. That there's a lot of time left in this game. You have to take it one play at a time, one score at a time, one down at a time, and that's what Coach Schleusner will get them doing. I'm sure of that, and you never want to be in this position in the game, but it's what's happened, and now you just have to take it and dig on from there. Kind of like life at times. Sometimes it gets things are tough, and it seems like everything seems to be going wrong. You just have to make some positive things happen, and I'm sure that's what the Panthers are going to do here. Just make some positive things happen here, and not to jinx them. Our 2 deep backs have to handle this kickoff. And get some positive yardage off of it. We've had 2 mishandled kickoffs, and that's hurt us a little bit here. So here we go, Panthers. Let's get a big return here. It seems like the officials are giving them a little bit of time. I'm sure with this warmth, they're not going to super rush them out there, let the players get hydrated a little bit. So as the Panthers line up for this kickoff, we've got Micah Holine and Thomas Erickson back deep. Deubrook has been kicking the ball deep, and again, we need to handle this kick and get some positive yardage with it, and I'm sure our guys will do it here. The kick is away. Again, the kick is deep. Handled by Michael Holine. He's able to come up, gets some nice positive yardage out to the 25. So a nice return there by Micah.
Holine on the return. Brings it up to about the 25-yard line.
And the Panthers will have it there, 1st and 10. Brody comes out and calls the players over for the huddle. Actually, the center calls the huddle, but he'll be calling the play. Panthers are set in an I backfield with Mo at fullback, the front back. Thomas Erickson as the tailback, the back that's behind. Brody is under center, 2 tight ends and 1 split. And then it's back to pass. Pressure's coming. Pass falls incomplete. It was a short pass out to Erickson in the flats. Thomas ran what's just kind of called a drag. He came out, basically looked like he was going to run the ball up into the line, and then just drags out to the flat, and Brody rolled out that way. Wasn't able to make the connection. Again, Brody under center. I backfield behind him. This time Michael Holine at that tailback spot. Heil spread wide left. 2 tight ends. Pitch to Holine. Nice run by Micah. He's got some space here. Looking to get the edge, and he's got it. Going down the sideline. Nice run. Nice blocking that time by the Panthers, and just a great job of finding the open spaces in that. Michael Holine did just a great job looking for that, and simple things, great blocking by the offensive line, and a nice read by Brody Charlemagne getting that ball to Micah. And like I said, then Micah put his foot in the ground, got positive yardage, then saw where there's a gap and took it up into there. So nice job, Panther first down. There's what I talked about, making positive things happen, one play at a time, and the Panthers are doing just that. Set in the high backfield, pitch to the second back, puts his foot in the ground, gets nice positive yardage of about 2 yards. Again, the outside closed down on him, so he took it, put his foot in the ground. That means he puts his outside foot and basically goes straight up the field and gets positive yardage. It may not be the prettiest, but it stops the play from losing a bunch of yards, and we get it back up to the line of scrimmage. Mike Holine brings the play in. Occasionally you might see players look at their wrist. Sometimes they will have calls like the quarterback might have calls on his wrist that will be numbers and like that will tell him what play to run. This time it's shotgun. In other words, he's back from the line of scrimmage and 2 backs set behind him on each side. 1 split to this side, back to pass. Pocket is there. Deep, nice pass to Michael Holine, and it looks like he's going to be in for the end zone. Nice pitch and catch by the Panthers. That's what I'm talking about, making positive things happen. And nice play, Panthers. Way to go. Great protection from the offensive line. What really made that play, and again, it's Bags doing on pretty things, just making sure that you got that quarterback protected. They had an end coming, and the back picked him up, and that gave Brody enough time to connect with Micah and in for the touchdown. Great job, Panthers. Here they set for the 2-point conversion in the I backfield. Thomas Erickson, the tailback. Back to pass. Rolling that way. Unable to get it. But the Panthers got the ball in the end zone. Nice job, Panthers. Now you get the opportunity to kick off and put Deubrook deep in their space. And that's just the character of this young team. You know, yes, I know there's a few seniors out there, but they also got a lot of young players that are playing for their first times and getting serious playing time for the first time. And they just don't quit. They keep coming at it. That was just a great drive for the Panthers. Got a positive play, kept it going. Nice work, Panthers. Let's keep that same thing going here for the rest of the evening. So now it's a time defense has got to get a stop here, and Deubrook has a good offense, and I played against some of Nathan's teams. He does a great job of keeping you guessing at what formations he's going to use against you and how he's going to use those formations. That sometimes you have to play multiple defenses to get to him, or you have to have a player play a little bit out of position. Dolphins have 2 deep.
Bartell's set to kick off for your Panthers.
Jacob Bartell's kicking off for the Panthers here. Both teams set for the kickoff. Refs getting into their position. Here we go, Panthers. Let's get good coverage. Everybody stay in your lanes going down that field. Nice kickoff by Jacob. They run a short reverse on it. And, got to rally to that tackle and get him down. There we go. We were able to finally make the stop. And again, that's one of those times where, yes, you have to say it. It was a mistake. We had a player, and other players stopped. When a player's got that and that play running back is still moving, you've got to rally to that tackle. And we just failed to do that time. He was able to break that tackle and get extra yardage. Now the defense, again, a little bit behind the 8 ball here. They've got to come up big here. We have not had much depth into the backfield. Looks like we're going with a little bit of change up in the defensive line, going with a little bit of speed there in the defensive line. Trenton leans, plays a stand-up nose guard. They run just a power dive behind him there. When I say a power, that means a lead back going and the back getting the ball right behind him and just following him through the hole. Linemen block their players. That back that's leading just kicks out the linebacker, and they were able to get a nice gain on that. Panthers making a few changes there in the defensive line. And it looks like Panthers call a timeout. That would be the second timeout of the half at 6:06 left to go in the half here for the Panthers. One of the things that Deubrook is doing well right now is their offensive linemen are getting to our defensive linemen. And by that I mean that when the ball snapped, they're getting to our defensive linemen before our defensive linemen are establishing their movement. And that usually ends up with our defensive linemen getting them right in their chest. So we're stood up. And once you get stood up as the defensive lineman, that's tough. And our linebackers then are unable to scrape to the play. And so, it's teamwork on defense. I know they're working at getting it here. They're working hard up front. And they just have to get off that ball a little bit quicker, make sure that they play their position and play it hard. Again, that we set in a three-man front with two stand-up ends and one down defensive lineman. And while all three of our defensive linemen are down this time with three linebackers behind them, it's a quick pitch to the outside or pass to the outside. Again, they had him split out. Back takes a couple steps back, and it's a throw, basically a lateral throw out, and letting that back make some moves on the defensive back out there. And again, the Panthers need to stiffen here. Deubrook is doing a good job of using what we're giving them. They're using the short pass when they need it. They're also using the run very well. Single back out of the shotgun, back to pass. Back gets a good block, giving them time in it. And looks like he's in for the touchdown.
His pass complete to Peterson. Fights his way into the end zone for a Dolphin touchdown.
Again, it would be, and yes, we have to tighten in the zone areas there with those passes. But again, it wasn't that it was the longest pass. They flooded the zone. In other words, they put more than one receiver in the zone. That person in the zone has to decide which one to cover. Back did hit their offensive running back did his job. He stopped our end from being able to get in the backfield. Quarterback keeps it for the 2-point conversion. And again, it's that delay. Our players went to the back rather than the quarterback, and he was able to go in for an easy 2-point conversion. And again, it's not that our young men aren't trying. They're working hard out there. It's just now they have to work smarter as well. And it's little things. It's little things like, okay, that back's coming to block you. You have to decide what you're going to do against him. And when I say that, the defensive end comes, nobody blocks you at the line of scrimmage. And so it looks like you're going to get right to the quarterback. But then that back comes up and blocks you. You have to either go through that back or you have to make a move to go around that back. And that time we just ran into him and let him stop us there. And it's those little things that we're going to get and get some stops here. Now again, offensively, right away from this kickoff, we need to get positive plays. And it looks like it's going to be Jenstead and Holeen back deep to receive. And last time we did a good job of handling it. Let's do a good job again this time and get positive yardage here. Kick is deep to Holeen. Has a little bit of trouble handling it, but picks it up and gets up to about our 23-yard line. Nice job of getting after the ball and getting some positive out of it. Panthers take over on offense at about our 23-yard line. So, and again, need to get positive plays here. So that's what they need to do, and just like they did last time, get positive yardage, do things well here. As always, avoid the big mistakes. Looks like he's going to be in shotgun, in other words, away from the center. Backs on each side of him. One split out and two tight ends. Deubrook stays in that four-man front. He's got time, passes away. It's intercepted and immediately brought down by Austin Rubendahl at 40-yard line. Just was not able to get set and get enough under it that time. And pass came up short. It's one that probably he would like to have back. You just don't want to put that ball out there and let air under it. Deubrook did what they needed to do, and that was rally to it. Deubrook again setting that single back with lead back up front. Give to that second back. Able to pick up about 11 yards. Just a great job by the lead back that time, number 24. He just did a great job of sealing the linebacker, and that allowed the seam for that back to get up in there. We've got to take on that block at the point of attack and not let them continue to get us off the ball. Our defensive linemen just have to get off the ball. And when I say get off the ball, that means beat them to the snap. In other words, you take contact to them rather than them bringing contact to us. Quick out, and it's just basically a receiver screen. Looks like it's enough for a first down. A nice job by Carly getting off the block and getting to that tackle. Nope, it was not enough for the first down. It looks like it's going to be second. Okay, it is enough for a first down, so they have it 1st and 10 at about the 18-yard line. Again, setting the shotgun. Back comes short motion. Give to the second back. Wide open to that side. They were able to kick our defensive end out and also seal our linebacker in, and that just opened it up. And here's one of those points where the Panthers just can't get down on themselves. They're up against a team that is doing things well tonight. They've got things rolling their way. They're getting to their blocks. They're getting off the ball well. Panthers have to just try to match that. Get one positive play at a time. Can I say we're going to come back? I don't know that. Nobody knows that. But we're a better team than what we're playing here right now because we're letting them bring the game to us, and we need to take the game to them more. Two-point conversion. He's back to pass, rolling. Waiting and knocked down by the Panthers, so the two-point conversion is no good. So score with 4:24-38. Deubrook Dolphins, 6 for your Great Plains Lutheran Panthers. Come on, Panthers, let's handle this. Kick better than the last one and get positive yardage right away. Deubrook's kicking team comes out. Panthers are still huddled. Again, key thing, handle this kickoff well, get positive yardage up the field. Nothing fancy, just get the ball in your hands and get it up the field. If it's going to go into the end zone, let it go into the end zone. But hopefully we can get some positive yardage on this return.
Gladys tees it up.
Gladys to kick again for the Deubrook Dolphins. Again, kit deep to Ryan Jenstead. Nice job handling the ball. Nice job getting upfield. Now keep it going forward. That's the way, Ryan. Nice job. Nice return by Ryan Jenstead, bringing it out to about our, I'm saying, 26-yard line. So nice job by young Ryan Jenstead. Did just what he's supposed to. Handled the ball, got it upfield, made his move after he got that ball positive yardage upfield. So nice job, Panthers. Now let's make some positive plays here on offense. Brody Charlemagne comes out under center. I backfield behind him. Single split this side, 2 tight ends. That means 2 receivers that are tight to the line. Basically, they're additional blockers here, 9-man. Nice give to the up back. Nice run, Keenan Mall. Great call. Caught Deubrook blitzing their linebacker, and Keenan Mole did just what he's supposed to. Take that ball and run straight up the hole. Nothing fancy. Kept his feet moving and picked up a Great Plains first down. That's one of those positive plays that I was talking about, and that's the character of these kids. They just keep chugging away, and great job, Panthers. Panthers come out. Again, Brody will be under center. I backfield behind him. Mo up front. Michael Holine behind. Heil split to the right. It's an option to the right. Nice pitch. Gets about 3 yards. That was a nice read by Brody to make that pitch, and a nice job of Holine getting positive yardage off of it. When I say an option, that means that the quarterback had the option of keeping the ball or pitching the ball. The end came down to him, so he made the pitch. Made it at the last possible moment so that that back gets some space to run. And we were able to get nice positive yardage out of that play. Nice job, Panthers. Nice blocking up front. Panthers come to the line. Again, Brody will be under center. I backfield behind him. This time, Heil split to the left. Back to pass. Nice recovery block there, and once again intercepted. Return down the sideline to the 35-yard line. That's one of those where Brody tried to force it a little bit. He thought he had pressure, but it was picked up well. Probably should not have let that pass go. They had the too deep coverage there, and just not a scene to put that ball in. Okay, defense, let's rise to the occasion here. I know you struggled a little bit, but let's rise to the occasion. Deubrook is doing a very good job tonight of using things that they do well. They run good power football. They're good at short passing game. They haven't pushed the ball deep much at all tonight, but they've been able to get the ball to the flats, rally to their blocks with their receivers. With their running game, they've been able to use some deception. They've also been able to use use power. You know, you put 24 up ahead. Unless he comes on back motion, you're not going to be able to give the ball to him. His job is going to be to get that block, and he's doing a great job. Again, he gets the seal block, keeps his feet moving, and we're unable to get off that block. They're able to trap our linebackers inside. And when a linebacker's seeing that play, he has to go to it or scrape. And we're not getting the scrape from the backside, and our near side linebacker is getting sealed by their linemen because they're getting a good block with their lead back. So they're using what they do well here tonight. Our guys just have to keep working at it. They've got some talent too. They just have to keep their heads up, keep playing hard, and regardless, we'd be proud of their effort. And coach is just working them well too. You know, Coach Sloyzer's not a yell-in-your-face guy, but he teaches these young men to be men, and he teaches them how to play the game the right way. And sometimes you end up in games like this, but he keeps them and he keeps teaching them lessons all the way through, and that's why our young men come out being good young men. So, come on, Panthers. Panthers now setting basically a four-man front almost. Quarterback keeper, just a great job of using the fake. Was able to get the edge. And you can. What happened there is all of our defense bit to the fake. You know, the quarterback put that ball in there. He stepped to that side, made it look like he was going that side, but the whole time it was meant to go that way. Our defensive end had gone that way. Our other players had gone that way, and he had a wide open field till he got to the defensive backs. This time he has a single back behind him. He's under center. He has two wideouts and two tight ends. And he had motion up in front, so that'll put them back 5 yards, and they'll have 1st and 15.
False start is the call for the play. So back it up.
At about the 16-yard line, about 15, 16-yard line. Here we go, Panthers. Let's capitalize on it. Panthers changing up their look in their defense just a little bit. You're seeing more guys up towards the line. That's, again, try to get some pressure. Try to allow your defensive back and linebackers to scrape to it, and also get your coverage to the end. And, again, tough tackle out there. You know, it'd be easy to see the last part of that play, but just little things. They did a great job of sealing our end in. When we're in that front, where we have two defensive ends, the people that's on the end of our defensive line, those ends have to keep their outside hand open. They can't get sealed in. Our end got sealed in. That gives all that space for that play to happen. So we just have to, again, get off the ball. That means make your first step towards that play, not waiting for it to come to you. And that's what we're doing a little bit tonight. Here we go, Panthers. Let's get a stop here. Under center, two wide out, single back behind, give us to the back behind, run up the middle, and they get a good push with it.
They give the landmark up the middle into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
This is one of those games, again, where it's tough, but there's lessons to be learned. There's lessons to be earned. These kids are playing hard. It's not that they're not playing hard, not that they're not trying. It's just that they're not doing things as well as they can. And the kick is good. It was ugly, but it was good. Sorry, kicker, but it wasn't a great hold, but he was able to get it up and through. You know, but it's games like this that it teaches things such as mental fortitude. It teaches things that sometimes life doesn't go your way, so you have to take what positive moments you can and build on them. and that's what the Panthers have to do here. It might be that you might see some switching around of players playing in different things. That doesn't mean that the starter did a bad job. That means you're going to take it and say, okay, let's see if just a different perspective will help us out here with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see some changes with it here. We have 45-6. Again, let's do one of the positive things here like we've done the last couple kickoffs. Handle the ball well right away and get positive yardage. Don't have to be pretty, don't have to be fancy, just get that ball in your hands and get positive yardage.
Lance is set to tee it up for the Dolphins. Hulleen and Jenstead back once again.
So Hulleen and Jenstead deep again for the Panthers. This time it's a squib kick to the second row. Great job of handling it. Panthers take over at about our 36-yard line.
So the Panthers will take over at the 36-yard line.
Martin Krenz did a nice job on that. Came to the second row. That kick is hard to handle. You fall on it. You make sure you get control of the ball. Get us the ball in positive yardage. Here we go, offense. One play at a time. Don't. You know, I know you can say you got to score fast here, but right now you want to do things right. You want to get positive plays here. Trenton Leans as the lead back, Michael Hulleen as the tailback. Getting one split. They give us to Trenton Leans up the middle. Does a nice job keeping his feet moving. Picks up about a yard. Landmark has done a really nice job up in there. Deubrook's defensive line has done a great job. They've done a great job of occupying our blockers tonight, not allowing them to get up to the second level, and that makes it tough. Under center again. Ryan Jenstead is the tailback this time. They give us the tailback. He's stopped in the backfield. The play was stopped before the ball came out. So it will still be Panther ball. You might say, well, he wasn't down, but the whistle had blown. Play is stopped. Play does not technically end, and the whistle ends when the player is no longer advancing. But those plays, it ends at the whistle often. And so the play was dead before the ball came out. Looks like he's going to set in shotgun. And it's Leans and Hulleen in the backfield. One spread here to the right, back to pass, and nice pitch, nice catch. There was a flag. My guess is that we might have defensive holding here.
It is complete. Martin Krenz. Pregame to a couple. There is also a flag on the play.
Which is unique in high school. Defensive holding is not an automatic first down. It has to give you the yardage for the first down. So it goes from the previous spot. And it's 10 yards from the previous spot, which would bring up about 4th and 1. So in high school, defensive holding is 10 yards. It is not an automatic first down. And it's marked from the previous spot. In other words, where the ball was snapped. So Great Plains comes up. Brody under center. I backfield set behind him with Leans and Hulleen. One split to this side. Give us to Leans first back. And Reels for the tackle. Reels has played a very good game for both offensively and defensively for Deubrook. He's a big young man, but he plays well. That brings us to halftime with the score 45-6. I will stay right here and I don't know if they keep filming, but I will keep talking here during halftime. Hopefully you don't get totally bored with me. Again, thank you for listening, and hopefully you can hear me better tonight. As the Panthers coaching staff huddles here, Panthers to go on into the locker room. It looks like they've got a couple players that might be a little bit dinged up here and there. Hopefully nothing too serious in any of them. You always want to stay healthy, and that's a key thing here. So, I'm going to be honest. This is a tough halftime. Halftimes like this were tough halftimes for me as a coach. Again, because it's not for lack of effort. It's not like that the kids say, I don't care, I'm not trying. They're trying, but they're not trying wisely at times. And we're making mistakes. We're not getting off the ball. And you might say, well, just get off the ball. You start to second guess yourself, like, oh my goodness, he got me just sealed in last time. What am I going to do? And it just kind of paralyzes you from getting off the ball. And as a coach, it's tough to tell them, because this is the last place these players want to be. They don't want to be down like this. They're going to come out to a running clock, and that's tough. And you want to give them positive message, at the same time be truthful, because you've got to tell them, here are some of the mistakes. Here's why we're here. And now getting them to play hard, try to eliminate some of those mistakes. And that is easier said than done. Much easier said than done. So you see the coaching staff talking. They're probably talking about what adjustments they want to make. And yes, probably talking about, okay, are we going to bring some substitutes in? Do we got players dinged up that maybe we want to protect here a little bit? You've got a lot of season left. Not that this game is over by any means. I mean, but you've put yourself in a very tough spot with it. Right now, the first things that you have to do is just get positive things. And it doesn't have to be big positive things. It might be getting off the ball better. It might be sealing the end better than what we've been doing so far tonight. It might be stopping that lead block from getting to the linebacker. And those little things. Offensively, it is getting in a rhythm and getting in a rhythm for our offensive line. They've been beat a few times tonight. It is taking it and coming out with confidence that you are not going to beat me in the second half. And so those are the things that the kids have to think about, and those are things that the coaches will probably be telling them. And I know that Coach Schleusner will do a great job and teach them good lessons out of this game. And I know it's really tough on us tonight, but I know our coaching staff will bring positives that will help us as we go through the season, because we've got a lot of games that will be in, and we've got tough games ahead. But these Panthers still have a lot on the table ahead of them, and I know that our coaching staff will get them so that they can capitalize and get that positive, get those positive plays and positive things going here. And it's easy to say, but I am proud of our kids. Offensively, they didn't quit. We got a touchdown right after we had made a mistake, and that we've gotten a few positive plays here and there. Defensively, we're struggling. They're beating us, and having been a coach, having been a player, that's tough. You're playing against a good football player. Number 94, Reels for Trent Duell, is a good football player. He uses his feet very, very well. In other words, when I say he uses his feet are moving, his feet are square under him. That gives him a base of strength, and therefore when he comes with his what we call a punch as an offensive lineman, that means that you're putting your hands into the other player. He can make that punch with a great deal of power and a great deal of seal. He is doing that well. He is a good lineman. Defensively, his first step is very quick to the hole. You have to beat that first step, and that is tough. And then he has got good upper body strength. He uses his arms well. I've seen him use what's called a rip technique. I've seen him use what's called a swim technique tonight. And those things are tough to block, but our kids can do it, and they just got to keep working at it. And I'm proud to see they're not giving up. You know, it'd be real easy for our center to say, man, this guy's beat me up all night. But I've been watching him. He's been firing off. He's doing the best that he can and working hard. And our backs, they have been running. They've been keeping their feet moving. You know, they're not dancing around waiting to go into the hole. When they see the hole, they're getting up in there. Has it been big holes? Not all the time, but we're doing little positive things. Hopefully now the second half, we can keep doing some of those positive things, yes, and eliminate some of the negative things. And just play the best that we can with whatever players we have out there during the game. My guess is we're going to start to see some different players as it goes on from both teams. But hopefully we can do some positive things, whichever players are out there, just to get our minds back into it. Because, like I said, Panthers have got a lot of positive things coming yet for them this season. I know that. I hope they know that. They have to work for it, and they have to stay focused with it. But they do have a lot of positive things yet left for this season. So I'm going to let you go here for halftime a little bit. Again, thank you for supporting Great Plains. Thank you for being on Panther streaming. If people from Deubrook area are watching, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being a classy opponent tonight. And thanks for listening, and catch you up as the second half gets started here. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me again. And hopefully I'm coming through better than I did last week. I've been trying to speak out a little bit louder and trying to keep my mic turned up here a little bit. This technical stuff I don't all know. So we're getting ready to start the second half here. Both teams are out warming up. So again, warm night tonight. Not a lot of wind, a little bit of humidity, but so far it seems like both teams' players are doing okay handling that heat. And we have a half to go. In South Dakota, we have a couple different levels of what's called mercy rules, if you want to call them that, rules to keep games from getting completely out of hand. The first one is if you achieve a lead of 35 or more points before or during the second half, it is a running clock. In other words, times when the clock would normally stop, it will keep running other than touchdowns. At that time, it will stop, or timeouts, of course, it will stop, or any time that the referees need to use a referee's timeout. Otherwise, they will keep the clock running as much as possible. They will still usually stop it for resetting for a first down if it's a longer first down, so that the down markers can get set and then start it right away. But the clock will be running, which means the second half will go faster. Object of it is not to let the game get out of hand, give coaches a little more opportunity to feel confident that they can use some of their backup and the like is really the philosophy behind it. It's been in effect for a long time, even before I was the coach, and that was a long, long time ago. The other one, and I'm saying we're not going to get there tonight, is if a team gets ahead by more than 50 points in the second half, the game ends at that point. I think our Panthers are going to fight and claw and keep this from ending there. So looking forward to a second half and time. You will see that halftime ran out. What they do then is they put a 3-minute warm-up timeout that the teams get a chance to warm up, make sure that they're stretched out and things, because they've just been heated up and then gone and sat in the locker rooms and cooled down, making sure that their bodies are back to a temp where they're going to be able to play safely, not injure themselves or get any needless injuries. So you'll see both teams warming up. Thank you to the canteen workers tonight, doing a great job. I think we have the best canteen workers there are. I think we've got one of the best canteens, hands down. I'm biased, of course, with it. Thank you to the officials doing a great job tonight. Officiating is a tough job, but like I said, you can really see these guys are giving back to the kids. They're not doing it for the check. They're doing it so that they can give back to high school sports. We couldn't have the games without them. It's a tough job, but these guys are doing a great job, taking it seriously, trying to do their very best that they can to keep the kids safe and the game fair. So here we go. The Panthers will be kicking off to start the second half. Back deep to receive for the Dolphins are two new players. Number 16, a sophomore. And I can't see the number on the other one. And Sebastian. Bartels tees the ball up. Ready to kick off. Short kick, going to the second row. He falls on it, and they will take over at their 37-yard line, it looks like, or 38-yard line, excuse me. All right.
And they'll take over at the 38-yard line.
At the Panthers' 38-yard line. So here's now where the Panthers just have to take it and do positive things. Seeing a lot of different players out there for Deubrook. Probably we'll see a little confusion here once in a while. Saw a player running off the field for them. New quarterback in the game, a freshman. New line up in front of him. Give it to that second back, and Miles York is able to meet him in the backfield for a short gain.
Tackled in the backfield by York. Loss of 3 on the play. Second down and 13.
And Deubrook is bringing their starters back out. Deubrook has to call a timeout.
Timeout, Dolphins. Looking ahead to next week.
And
The football team will hit the road and travel to Loyola to play Loyola Frederick. Please note that game starts, the varsity game starts at 3 o'clock. Afternoon game in Loyola next Friday. Your Panthers will be back here at Watertown Stadium the following week for homecoming. The football game will be Saturday, September 16th at 2 o'clock against Sunshine Bible Academy.
Deubrook sets in the shotgun, single back behind him to split. Give is to that single back, and he's able to get about 7 yards on the play.
Give the landmark. Tackled by Martin Krenn.
Nice job, Martin, coming up on that tackle.
Game of a few. We'll set up 3rd and 7.
One of Deubrook's linemen brings in the play. Quarterback checks his wristband. Probably plays numbered so that can call the play quickly. Again, shotgun, has a lead back ahead of him, single back behind. And it is a lead, and it's enough for a Dolphin first down. Again, nothing fancy. You set that back where you want to lead him. He'll put his hand either on his inside or on his outside where he wants the back to go. Then that back will follow him either up on the inside or slightly to his outside, and he just drives forward. The rest of the line tries to seal down in, and they did a pretty good job of it that time. Panthers, again, need to get off the ball and take contact to them. Set with no backs behind him this time in shotgun. A little bit of a high snap. He keeps himself. Nice play that time by Martin Krenz, bringing him down for a loss.
Bamaka tackled in the backfield by Martin Krenz. Loss of 2 on the play. Second down.
That was a nice job. That was getting off the ball. You might say, well, it was the high snap, but if he hadn't gotten off the ball, we wouldn't have gotten that play. And so, nice job, Martin, on that play. You're starting to see a lot of different Panthers there now in the defensive backfield and the like. Give us to that first back. He's able to pick up about 3 yards on the play. And there's a flag that came in after the play was whistled dead.
Initial tackler was Rubendahl, up by Krenz.
And initial looks like it was a horse collar. So no personal foul face mask against us,
Flag is
which
for
would be
a
15
personal foul
yards from
face
the
mask
spot of the foul.
on the Panthers. And the ball will be moved forward to about the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 Dolphins.
Panthers are ready on defense, making sure they have their coverages. Give us to the back, up inside for about 2. Got more than that. Sorry about that. Probably about 3 yards on the play.
2nd down and 7.
Can see Deubrook bringing the play in from the sideline. Panthers defense looks to their coach for the defensive call. Got 2 split to this side, 1 split to that side. Single back, 1 back behind quarterback and shotgun. It's back to pass, and nice sack by Miles York, dropping him for a big loss that time.
Kamaka is sacked in the backfield by Miles York. That'll set up 3rd and 15 for the Deubrook Dolphins.
Nice job getting pressure that time by the Panthers. Getting a nice sack at that time. Single back to the right of the quarterback. Motion coming across. It looks like it's going to be a jet sweep, and that's what it is. He's got fairly decent room on the corner, but Panthers rallied to it, and I think they kept him
Peterson, the ball carrier.
for about a 10-yard gain, which will bring up 4th and probably about 6.
That'll set up a 4th down and 7.
That's the advantage when you get them caught behind the chains. They can get a little bit of a run like that, but you still now have got them in a big down here. Come on, Panthers, let's get a stop and get this ball turned over on downs. Panthers are set on defense. Deubrook comes up. They are set in shotgun. Single back to the left this time. 2 split to the left. Motion from the right. Again, it's a jet sweep. Looked like he might be looking to pass. He's looking to get the edge. He has the edge, and it looks like he's in for the touchdown.
Getting a quail around the end. Scampers down the sideline for another Dolphin touchdown.
Again, they were able to get us sealed in. We did not get penetration from our end, and when that jet sweep gets to the edge, it's tough to stop, and they were able to get that edge and put the ball into the end zone. They'll be trying to kick the extra point here. The snap is no good. Panthers fall on it, so 2-point conversion is no good.
So Deubrook now at the 51-6 advantage.
Back deep for the Panthers will be Michael Holeen and Ryan Jenstead. Again, thank you everyone for watching tonight and for supporting Panthers athletics and supporting the Panthers. Thank you for those of you from the Deubrook area schools that are watching tonight. We also appreciate you supporting your school and your young men using their talents. A deep kickoff, driving Micah back to about the 5. Does a good job of coming up field and returns it back to about the 24-yard line.
Returns the kick out to about the 25-yard line. Landmark on the tackle for the Dolphins. Panthers will take over 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line.
Brody brings the play out. Seeing quite a few different jerseys out there for the Panthers right now. Some young guys getting some playing time. Nice mix of experience. Brody Charlemagne is in the shotgun this time. Keenan Moe set to his right. Colin Moe set to his right. Called him his brother's name. And that one's intercepted. Again, there you had a late hit on Deubrook, but it was after the play. So
This pass is intercepted
it will be
by Landmark.
enforced
There's a flag on the play. And
from
that flag is a personal foul on Deubrook.
and again the turnover had already happened. The play was dead. So it'll be enforced from where the play stopped. And Deubrook should have.
Ball will be moved 15 yards to the 43-yard line. The Panthers will take over 1st and 10.
Panthers are all set on defense. Again, you're seeing some new faces out there. It's around N, and Ryan Jenstead was able to come up and make the tackle.
Landmark, the ball carrier. Highland Jenstead on the tackle.
Once again, Deubrook did a good job of sealing that end. Ryan playing defensive back there had to come up and make that stop and did a nice job with it. Set and shotgun. Lead back and back behind. Again, it's the simple lead play. He's able to get to the edge. Got up through the hole and then broke it out. And that will be the ball game. With your score 57-6. Again, they thank you guys for watching, and thank you for the support of both of your teams. Panther fans, thank you. Next week, remember, it's an early game next Friday night in Leola of Leola Frederick. They are somebody new on the schedule this year because North Central was unable to field a team, so we lost an opponent. Leola also lost North Central, and we were able to get a game scheduled with them. And we will be playing at Leola next Friday night with a 3 p.m. kickoff. Again, that's a 3 p.m. kickoff, so it'll be an early game next week. So thank you for listening, and Go Panthers. Thanks for coming, everybody.